We are on the road again, just left Missouri Headwaters State Park, which was a lovely stay for the night. Really beautiful park. We saw a lot of prairie dogs this morning. I wondered yesterday when we pulled in who lived in the little holes. They're prairie dogs right in the middle of the campground. So as you can see, we are moving toward mountains now. Today's the big day. We're heading toward Glacier National Park today. We'll be staying 3 days on the east side of the park and 3 days on the west side of the park. So first today we'll be on the east side, and because one of the campgrounds, the whole Many Glaciers area, is closed all this year for construction. So we, including a big campground up there, so there weren't many campsites available in the park. So we're staying at an RV park just outside the park entrance. And just beautiful around here. Today's the day we move out of the plains and into the mountains. We stopped for lunch at Helena, and now looks like we're gonna run right into this mountain in front of us. We are definitely, we've been getting up higher and higher, and definitely getting into the mountains now. So we are finally here inside Glacier National Park. Last night was pretty, we got here in cold and rain, but today is a beautiful day. We're starting down going to the Sun Road from the east side of the park, and really looking forward to beautiful views and wildlife and everything else. We were waiting for a pullout that we could access. This is St. Mary Lake. We just came through the Golden Staircase, which we'll get a better view of on our way back out. Just beautiful. I mean, we've only just started into the park, and the scenery is just stunning. So we saw a bunch of cars pulled over, and there is a small grizzly bear walking through the woods down there. Okay, there he is, there he is. You see it? Don't worry, I'm up on the road standing on a rock and using my zoom lens. Wow.
See a bear?
Yeah, a grizzly. So this is the view while waiting in line for the restroom. I mean, it's just spectacular here. Everywhere you turn. Just, I've seen the pictures and people have told me, but wow. So we had to stop again when we heard that this glacier is Jackson Glacier. There's our glacier. And also, it's the first glacier we've seen, so, ever. way up there.
It's getting a nice light on
Mm-hmm.
there. Oh, look at the wildflower along the road right there.
Yeah, we've hit it right during wildflower season, which is great. Oh, you can't see that very well. And we just passed Piegan Pass. That's my best guess at how to say that. Some pretty waterfalls around there. That, I believe, is Logan Peak. And we're heading toward Logan Pass, which is the highest point of the Going to the Sun Road. This is an overlook after Piegan Pass, and just before the tunnel. Just so stunning, we had to stop. If you look over there, you can see waterfalls and streams. And I wish I could show you through video what it smells like here and how clean the air is. See all those pines? They smell amazing. Coming up to a tunnel here. There's a waterfall right on the side of this mountain. A little bigger and not as rough hewn as the ones in the Black Hills, if you saw my Black Hills videos. There we go. Wow. Just amazing views everywhere you look. We are up in the clouds now, approaching the Logan Pass Visitor Center, which is the high point of the Going to the Sun Road. Logan Pass Visitor Center parking was completely full, so we're heading down the other side of Logan Pass. We're staying on both sides of the park, first the east side and then the west side. So we'll do just a little bit more of Going to the Sun Road today. As you can see, we do not have much of a view right here because we are still in the clouds, but we're descending again. And we'll turn around just a little bit up ahead at the loop, and then when we're on the west side, we'll go up again to Logan Pass. So we're down a little further. You can see we are very close to a rock wall on one side and a steep drop on the other. We have passed so many waterfalls. This side of the road is just one waterfall after another. Wildflowers are peak. And I spotted a mountain goat through the trees. It was an overlook spot, but there wasn't room to park, so we had to go by. But we're listening to the guide-along tour, which is fabulous. I would definitely recommend it. We listened to one in the Black Hills too, and Badlands. And yeah, he said that area where we weren't able to park, there are lots of mountain goats there. So hopefully on the way back we'll be able to get a spot. So we finally found a parking spot. This area is called the Weeping Wall. For obvious reasons. You can see all these creeks flowing down here. And our tour was just explaining that the road designers didn't design it to be in the way of all these creeks, but the road construction itself changed the flow of water. As you can see, there's still some snow around in among the waterfalls. Big chunk of snow there. Dirty snow, but snow. Pretty valley there. So, yep, I'm walking in the snow at the end of July. So we're heading back up to Logan Pass. And now I'm on the side with the drop. And my husband's driving on the side with the rock wall. But it's not right up against us, so it feels like we have a little more space.
There's the arches.
There are the arches. Ah, I see. These 3 arches are well known. Looking back to where we come from. Wow. And these waterfalls are just beautiful. All over the place from the snowmelt. Heading back up into the clouds again. There's still no parking here, but we did spot some mountain goats. You see that bit of white behind the tree right there? There he is, see? And then there's a baby too. So kind of hiding around behind those rocks and trees. So this is Saya Creek, and it's flowing right below us, right underneath the road. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's coming down from there, under the road, out to there, and then downstream. It's beautiful. Where the river comes under this part of the road, and this is Pagan Pass. There's the trailhead there. Along the creek. So it's late in the day, about 5:30, after my nap. I normally can't do any kind of activity past my nap time because I take my beta blockers at bedtime, and they're kind of wearing off by now. But I'm watching my heart rate. It's okay. So we're doing a teeny tiny itty bitty hike, 1/10 of a mile. This is the Saya Bend trailhead, but we're just doing a little tiny 1/10 of a mile to a gorge. Ah, good thing we're not going further. It says bridge out 3 miles ahead. There's a bunch of trails starting from here. That's the Saya Creek. One thing we learned in the Black Hills is it's kind of nice to come out in the evening and see everything in a different light, literally. Just taking in the view. Way over there, you can kind of see Jackson Glacier. So we're up away from the noisy river now. It's just beautiful up here. We did see a sign that we were entering grizzly country. There were a bunch of cars stopped on the road on the way over here. Pretty much the same, close to the same spot where I saw the bear earlier today. And a whole bunch of cars pointing up the top of a hill, but by the time we got there, they said it was no bigger than a speck. So my husband's really bummed he missed the grizzly this morning.
is a large.
Today we are heading to Two Medicine Lake, also known as the East Glacier entrance or the East Glacier Park. It is south of where we were yesterday, still on the east side of the park. There are two lakes down here. We have reservations 5 o'clock this evening for a boat ride, a boat tour on Two Medicine Lake. And we're going to try to spend the whole day here, which is a little tricky for me with my nap, but I'll take a nap in the car and try some short waterfall hikes this morning. And as you can see, the scenery is just as beautiful over here. We just came around a bend and had this magnificent view of Two Medicine Lake. Another beautiful day. So this is the trail to Running Eagle Falls, just a short one, 3/10 of a mile, which is about my speed and mostly flat. And just a beautiful day. This beginning part is even paved. So this part of the trail on the way to the falls is also a nature trail with some really interesting information about edible and useful plants. Ooh, look at that. Wow. You can see the stream or river now and hear it running all alongside the path. Walking down here to the river. Ooh, butterflies. Butterflies all over. So somehow we ended up back at the parking lot after the river and have not yet seen the falls. So we're going to try this again and take the right fork instead of the left fork. Little chipmunk right there. Okay, and here's the fork in the road. We went that way last time, so we will go this way this time. And hopefully this will lead to the falls. Ah, follow this trail to the waterfall. I think we got it.
We should have read this.
Ah, now we hear falls and see people. It's a good sign. And here we are back at the river, and there's the waterfall, Running Eagle Falls. The story behind the name is really interesting. Named after a female Native American warrior who had her fasting and vision quest at the top of the falls. that the water is coming from two different places, from on top and from in the middle. Looks like it's coming out of a cave there. I'm up really close now, as you can tell by the sound, and away from the crowds of people. In fact, you can feel the spray on my face. It's beautiful. Okay, I got even a little closer. This is all rocks right here. Oh, look at that. A lot of powerful water there. Mountain goats crossing the road in Two Medicine Lake picnic area. There's a little baby. And there's another one there, and the big one just crossed in front of us. Oh yeah, they're both young. Wow. It's the whole family? Oh, that looks like a good picnic spot. So we've had a very nice day here at the Two Medicine Lake area, and now it's time for our boat ride. We reserved this in advance. They do have some tickets available day before and day of, but that's a little iffy. You can see on the sign that they've all filled up today, so we reserved it ahead of time. There's the boat. It's a 45-minute tour around the lake. And it's very windy out, but it's still pretty warm. We're just waiting for boarding to begin. And we're just so amazed at the scale and grandeur of Glacier National Park. Everywhere you go, just stunning scenery.
Just for a couple seconds here, we're going to get turned around. It'll be smooth sailing. Just a reminder on that bow, there's 4 people out there at the time, and please don't sit or stand on the stairs or railways. Now, a big question we get asked here is why Two Medicine is called Two Medicine. And it's from the Blackfeet. So the Blackfeet are the tribe that controlled these lands for thousands of years. They used to have a medicine lodge ceremony or a sun dance festival, which still occurs today, but a little less grand, where they would send out an elderly woman or a medicine lodge woman to have a vision of a place of great healing. Now, every year they would send out these different women, and they would place a medicine lodge where they had this vision. These medicine lodges were places of physical as well as spiritual healing for the Blackfeet. And the Blackfeet used to be a much bigger tribe, so they would split into different bands, all under the same tribe, just different chiefs and different things that they would get done. Now this one year, they had 2 different women who were from 2 different bands who were both sent out to have this vision. Once they got out there, they both had a vision of the Two Medicine River. This was a big rarity in those days to have 2 medicine lodges placed just across the river from one another. And thus, the river got named the River of the Two Medicine Lodges, and over time has been shortened to Two Medicine. So you'll start to see a typical avalanche chute. So there's not a ton of trees on there, a little bit of a waterfall running through it. Now those avalanche chutes are really only terrifying for one animal. We have one animal in the park that stays on those mountain cliffs all year long, through all winter and all summer. Anybody know what animal stays up there all year long?
Mountain goats are a big one.
It's the mountain goat. Now those mountain goats do, every couple, once in a while, do succumb to those avalanche chutes. Very unfortunate for those goats, but very fortunate for hungry grizzlies. They get a nice goat popsicle in the springtime. But like I said, we do have both kinds of bears here in the valley, the black and the grizzlies. Those black bears are a nuisance, obviously, as you know from Ronaldo. But those grizzlies are actually less likely to run into closer to the shoreline. They're starting their migration up our mountains right now. They're in search of a moth called the army cutworm moth from the Dakotas that's flying down right now. It likes to lay its eggs in our cliffside.
We'll be leaving this site tomorrow and moving to the west side of Glacier Park. There we've got a site inside the park at Fish Creek Campground, which should be beautiful. On the east side of the park, a lot of the campsites were closed this year because they're doing construction in the Many Glaciers area. So we ended up in an RV park, and from this angle it probably doesn't look too bad. And we got an end spot, so that's good. There's nobody on this side of us. But if you look down here, they've really packed them in. Very, very close, small, close sites. Not really our kind of thing, but mostly our view is of our neighbors, but if we come out here, look at that. That is Lower St. Mary Lake. St. Mary Lake is in the park, but this is Lower St. Mary Lake. So we do have some nice views if we step out here.